You will think we hate on these criminals. We don't hate in these criminals. They are destroying our country and we cannot keep quiet. Let me play you these last clips.
The City of Johannesburg MMC for Community Safety, accompanied by the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department, led a property raid in Bryanston following allegations that the residence has been hijacked and was being used unlawfully for more than 5 years. The operation forms part of the city's broader crackdown on property hijackings, illegal occupations, and criminal syndicates operating in affluent and vulnerable neighborhoods alike.
We found windy houses, about 40 of them, and there's an illegal connection of electricity and also illegal connection of water, and there's a Buromaka plan of a sewage. They've used the pool to be sort of a sewage, some collection place and like that. And the place is a fire hazard because according to the Fire Brigade Act, there's no escape routes. The place, there's no fire rationale here, and you've got probably close to 140, 150 people staying in this place. So it's actually, in terms of the bylaw, it's very illegal.
Chwaku says the house is one of several under investigation in the area, following an increase in complaints from residents about suspicious activity, overcrowding, and unapproved building work on previously single-dwelling stands.
We know about 10 of them here in the Bryanston area. There are a lot there. In Houghton, you're looking at about 20 or 30 plus. We did an oversight last week, and 8 of them. And that's where we found, you remember, we found a Dacha, those ones there. So this is one of the plans we're going in and enforcing. If the guys want us to take us to court, let us go to court. But you cannot have a situation where you've got people hijacked houses and they're getting rents and all of that. And in many of these houses, they've actually housed a lot of undocumented foreigners because they are taking advantage of them. Because if they don't pay rent, they are threatening them to deport them. So this thing is a lot.
The house was never hijacked. These people abandoned this place because the place was on auction. You get my point? Long time ago. Then that's why it became abandoned like this. The pictures, the way you see it. So this house now I signed OTP last week. It's currently with the bank. So I'm going to demolish and build a new house.
So I just want to understand,
yes.
What was your reason for building structures in a house that you do not own? Because this is a property, right?
I had a lease agreement, and the lease agreement allowed me to do so.
City authorities are now working with the Department of Home Affairs to process the arrested individuals while investigation into the ownership and the hijacking of the property continue. Residents have been urged to report any suspected hijacked or illegally occupied buildings. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 405, I am Zola Hlulani in Bryanston, Johannesburg.
Very good afternoon to you, Zola. Tell us a little bit more about this Bryanston property.
Well, Masa, according to the information that we received from the MMC, we understand that this home actually belongs to a couple that went separate ways, and they were in a process of actually auctioning or selling the house, and that is when it was allegedly hijacked in about 5 years. Now, this was a home of a single family home. If you look at it now, it has about 40 makeshift structures that are just, constructed around the yard. And we are told that there's over 200 tenants that currently live in this house. Now, the MMC of Community Safety came with his team, JMPD officials, and of course, other relevant departments. And that is, of course, Home Affairs and, City Power and Joburg Water to obviously do their work as well. We have seen, illegal connections when it comes to electricity, because all these structures that my colleague is showing you right now are relying on 1 meter box. Now, when we spoke to the landlord or the person that is actually currently receiving rent of the structures that we are seeing right now, he says that he followed the correct processes and there's nothing illegal about, what is happening and what you are seeing on the visuals at this particular moment, and that he insists that he will not allow these people, including himself, to be evicted from this particular property. From outside, you are unable to see what is happening inside here. One would think that this is just a normal house, and that is because, of course, the walls are quite high here in Bryanston. But as you enter, you get introduced to a village, a yard that has over 200 people. Now, there are going to be authorities that are coming to the party, of course, to play their part in terms of speaking to the person that is receiving rent as to, laws that they were supposed to follow, bylaws that, that they're supposed to follow as residents of, the city of Johannesburg. And seemingly, there are a lot of people that, operate motorbikes that live in these kind of premises. Now, during this raid, the MMC mentioned that there's a lot of these, alleged hijacked buildings in the city of Johannesburg, particularly in areas such as Bryanston, Sandton and Sandhurst, and they have been doing a lot of crackdown. You would remember that in just about a week ago, there was an operation that was done in a house almost similar to this one, where they found that there was some illegal activity that was taking place in that kind of house. Now, officials have repeatedly said that they intend to evict illegal occupants and, of course, remove unauthorized rentals and clean up, dangerous buildings across the city to ensure that they restore safety. And this operation is one of them, Massa. According to the MMC earlier, just before he left for his meeting, he mentioned that officials, have actually tied many hijacked or illegally occupied properties to organized criminal syndicates. So in them trying to prevent such from happening, they will be conducting these kind of operations across the city of Johannesburg. And this is, of course, one of those houses. So we know that the SAPS is involved as well, as the owner of the house had opened a case against the alleged owner or the person that is actually receiving rent from the people that are occupying this place. And he says that he wants to demolish these structures that you're seeing here, because seeing his house, or what he used to call his home for his family a couple of years back in this particular state, has actually made him quite emotional, because he has been fighting this battle for several years before an intervention by the city of Johannesburg was actually done. Now, seeing what is happening on the other side of the house, it gives them a bit of hope that, he is getting close to actually getting his house back. So some of the tenants are not around. And
this is what is happening in our country. He knows that he has hijacked that house. And he says that house was abandoned. Like, why is that guy not in handcuffs? Why is that guy not inside of a van? That criminal. He won't be arrested because there's EFF protecting them, protecting the hijackers. Nonsense. Nonsense. And we must tolerate nonsense in our own country. How many times are we going to come with these EFF people are busy protecting these illegal foreigners? They're saying we're not here to arrest you. That guy should be in handcuffed. That guy, everybody, they should be in handcuffs. All of those people are criminals. Imagine he's collecting 2,000 rand per person for over 200 people. How much is that? That is collecting every month from those people. Almost 400,000 every month that is collecting. He's not paying any electricity. He's not paying any municipality bills. He's paying zero, like getting it for free in our own country. When our people are suffering, they're sitting there in Sandton. We should allow rubbish in our country. I don't understand, Mr. President. How do you allow our country to be like this? I don't understand. Why do you still call people like Operation Dudula vigilante groups when you see what these people are doing in our country? Why do you get the rights to call Operation Dudula vigilante groups? When these people are destroying our country, we must keep quiet. We must allow you and your friends to destroy this country. Mr. President, we are not going to allow you with your criminals to destroy our country. How many times have we come and tell you these people are criminals that are destroying our country? They are destroying Sandton, the most expensive suburb in the whole entire of Africa. The most beautiful suburb in the whole entire of Africa. You are allowing your criminals to come and destroy our country, and you want us to keep quiet. The DA is busy protecting, want to document these illegal foreigners who are destroying our country. We cannot feel sorry for criminals. We want all these criminals out of our country. We want them out. But I don't want to make this video too long. But South Africa, we cannot sit. We want Johannesburg next year. But we are going to vote for Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula next year, they must be in power. We want them to take over Johannesburg. South Africa, we're going to vote Operation Dudula. We want them to clean up Johannesburg. Next year election, we must make sure we are voting Operation Dudula. This rubbish, it cannot happen. They don't have the powers because they're not in government. They need to get more powers. Because these criminals are working with these government people who are working in Johannesburg. How does this nonsense happen in our country in front of us? And we say nothing. We let our country getting destroyed. We cannot sit and allow these criminals, Bafethu. We cannot sit. They pay nothing. We are calling for law enforcement to take every money that he collected from those people, to give that money to the owner of the house. They must clean up his bank account if he has a bank account. They must take every money he made from that house. They must take that money and give it to the owner of the house. That owner of the house deserves every cent. It is his house or her house. We cannot allow criminals to take over our country. My name is Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince. Let me not make this video that long. I'll see you on my next video. If you have not hit the subscribe button, let's continue hitting the subscribe button. Let's continue to fight for our country. I'm saying next time, for Johannesburg, let's vote for Operation Dudula. Let Operation Dudula take over that Johannesburg, because we can see what is going on. We cannot allow this rubbish. I'll see you on my next video. My name is Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince. I shall see you on my next video. Sharp, sharp.